I'm so happy to be here. I feel like I say that every week. I'm always so happy to be back with you on Mondays. This past week has been, it's crazy. It's just, and I know the time of the year is crazy. My one son is moving, my other son is graduating college and moving home, and I'm so excited and proud. And it's just, oh my gosh, and I feel like there's so much that goes on this time of the year. And then last week I did my long overdue bivalent COVID vaccine and the first dose of the shingles vaccine. Woo! Lord. Okay, so let me just say, highly recommend, do what you need to do to take care of your health. I'm a woman in my 50s, if you are a person who needs to, be conscious of those things, then, you do you. But I want to tell you that the COVID vaccine always knocks me out because I know I'm super sensitive to drugs and things like that, those interactions. But I want to tell you, if the shingles vaccine, because you get a little nibble of that illness so that your body creates an immune response to generate the antibodies that are needed for fighting off that disease. And I'm going to tell you, that was enough for me to be totally convinced that every person, male or female, should have a shingles vaccine. If you had chickenpox when you were a kid, you have the remnant of what becomes the shingles illness in your body. Male or female, it doesn't matter. I know we hear a lot about shingles with women, but men can get it too. And I'm going to tell you, if you are in your 50s and you haven't had your shingles vaccine, the vaccine, the reaction in my body was enough to scare me that I don't. And I was already afraid I didn't want to get shingles, because we know people who've had it and it can just last for. It's so debilitating and it's so avoidable. And so that's my little PSA about the shingles vaccine. Having said all that, that is the reason why I was not able to be with you on Thursday this past week for meditation, because I was still meditating on my couch. But by Thursday I was fine. I had the vaccine Tuesday morning. By Thursday night I was finally feeling better. It's just not better enough. And so Friday, I finally felt well enough to get out and do things. So I will say also that this coming Thursday, we will not be together for meditation on this coming Thursday, because Thursday afternoon is the bell ceremony, the bell ringing ceremony for my son graduating college, and then on Friday is his art show, the senior exhibition for the art show, and then Saturday is graduation. So excited. Plus I haven't seen my cub in weeks, and so I'm very excited to see my cub. So all of that. So I will see you today, and then I will not see you until next Monday, but we will be back together next Monday. There is a lot of things that have been happening, right? We've been having the eclipse. We had the full moon eclipse. There was the new moon eclipse. We had the full moon eclipse. And now we're in the waning of the moon. So I think graduation is actually, I think it's right where the new moon is. Let me see. Is that when the new moon is? Yeah, so Friday is also my wedding anniversary. But Friday is also the new moon. So we're in that energetic decline that happens as we are getting ready for the next new moon cycle, right? We've talked about this a whole bunch of times, that energy starts at the bottom. If it's a Ferris wheel, that energy starts at the bottom for the new moon, and we set our intentions and what is it that we want, what do we want to create, what do we want to welcome in, what do we want to manifest or shift in this next 28-day cycle. And so we start at the bottom and we build as we go up to the first quarter, and we build as we get up to the full moon, and we get to the top of the Ferris wheel at the full moon, and we take a look around, up Periscope. We take a look around, and then we see what's working and what isn't working and what needs to be addressed and what needs to be released for where we are in that current moon cycle. Like, are we working towards the thing we said we wanted to manifest? Is it going well? Are we making progress? Are we hitting roadblocks that maybe we didn't expect? All of these things are part of that, get to the top, take a look around, right? And so then we have that opportunity as we come through the waning, back to the third quarter and back to where we are now is the waning, coming into that preparation for the next new moon is, all right, let's do some assessments. Let's look at what worked, what didn't work, what do we need to shift, what needs to change for next time. So that's where we are right now, because it's Monday and the new moon is Friday. So that's really, like, literally, where are we? So ask yourself, and I want you to just go with me for a second. And if you're driving, just come back and watch the replay, okay? Just try and put your feet on the ground if you can. And just take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just one more time. Okay. Ask yourself, if I could do, be, or have anything, because we've been talking a lot in the 2023 year about how we show up in the world and what we want to create and what we want to manifest and all those things. If I could have anything, if there's anything I could be, do, or have, anything I could change about my life, adjust, shift, whatever, what would that be? Like, what? What if I had the power? And don't second guess, okay? Because we get a thing that pops in our head and we're like, oh, I would totally, oh yeah, I can never do that. That'll never work. That's left brain nonsense. So for us, just allow yourself to drift into it, feel into it. Allow that dream, that wish, that want, that desire, allow that worthy endeavor. It is worthy. It is worthy because it's within you. If it wasn't within you, and that means within your capability, within your deserve level, within what you came here to accomplish in your life, and as this round of a soul in a human body, if it wasn't within you, you wouldn't have even thought of it. It wouldn't be on your radar. It wouldn't be part of who or what you are. So the fact that it's something that you even are desiring makes it valuable, worthy, attainable, and of divine order. Because you were given that, either you brought it with you or you were given it as part of your journey here. So you are worthy, it's attainable, and it is divinely inspired. Okay? I know there was another one and I can't think what it was. Right. Because they give and it goes out. So the thing that we're missing, and this is what they really have been putting on my heart right now, the thing that we're missing is that we're not creating space to allow ourselves to dream or to wish. Right? Like when we're a kid and it's our birthday and they're like, make a wish, blow out your candles. And we're all like, all about it. Like, I am wishing for a pony. I am wishing for, $1 million. I'm wishing, like, we know what we would have wished for or what we did wish for. But we get into, like, older parts of our life and we're like, well, okay, that doesn't, that didn't come true. So now I don't, want to wish for that. And so now we don't hold faith in the wishing. But also as we get older, what we wish for changes. So these things that are coming from not like materialistic places, like I want a pony, without, a 6-year-old that doesn't really understand what that would entail, right? We can allow ourselves to lean into these things of what could I experience? What could I have? What could I create? What could I welcome into my life? Which is what we've been talking about for the entire 23 year. 2023 is the year about me, right? You saying, what is it that I want to create for myself? What do we want to create for ourselves in this year? And so as we're coming into this waning of the moon and we're preparing for the new moon on Friday, what is it? because so often we just are so afraid to ask. We're so afraid to wish. We're so afraid to put our heart over that line. We're so afraid to hope that we just hold ourselves back from all of it. We just don't even do any of it because, like, well, you know, if I didn't really try, I didn't really lose when I didn't succeed. Because that's a part of it too. Is we have to be willing not just to ask the universe for what we want, but we have to be willing to roll up our sleeves and get to work to help create it, right? It's not gonna just plop in our lap because we've asked for it. That's the whole part of the first part of the new moon cycle that leads up to the full moon, is we're doing the work. But we don't have to complete the whole thing. You know, it's not going to all just manifest in a month, but we get started. We start somewhere. Buddy. Get it. Sorry. I have still, since I was sick all last week, that backdrop that I had mentioned for recording our mediumship class is still up. And my 85-pound dog is walking underneath of it, and I'm watching the thing go like this. Hey. Shh. Okay, so just make sure that wasn't going to collapse on me or the other half of my office. So it's not about making the wish and expecting the genie to drop in our lap. It's not about making the wish and like expecting that it's going to come in one moon cycle, because it may not. We may need to have other things that get moved out of our way. We need to shift who we are and how we show up in the world and how we relate to people. We may need to clear some debris before we move. There is a big, what used to be a theme park that's kind of near my house. It was a small kind of a theme park, and they're clearing it because they're going to build an emergency room, a new emergency room facility, which is great because we could definitely use that in the area where I live. The one that we have is kind of further away. And so, but I'm watching them bit by bit, they're, you know, taking down the remnants of this theme park. Hi from Scotland. And they're clearing it away because they have to destroy what was there and clear it away in order to make room for this other thing that's going to be better and bigger and more conducive to where the community is now. We are the community. So what is it that we need to knock down or allow to be knocked down or taken away from us? You know, attrition is not always a bad thing. When people are pulled out of our lives, you know, I think sometimes about people, you know, you ever think about those people that you met like one time or two times, but you had like this great connection with them and you like really enjoyed meeting them and whatever, it was like this wonderful thing, and you think, gosh, I wonder what happened to them. They were just part of your story for that little piece of time when you were part of theirs. And so both of us, both of you are enriched by that experience, and we grow and we take that and we go forward. So we get stuck when it comes to this time of like, what do I want to ask for? What do I want to manifest? What do I want to create? And so I ask you to create this wish list. Like, if you knew you could do anything, what would you do? Now, notice that in this whole conversation, never once did I say, that's the thing you should ask for, okay? But we want to know where we're going before we start working on the how to get there. We have to know what to plug into the GPS to tell it where to go before we, you know, put the car in gear. Once we do that, once we know where we're going, or at least the direction we're aiming in. If I live in Florida, if I want to go to the beach, I'm heading east, but I could head west. So where am I going? And then, because I live in the middle. And if you know where you're going, then you at least have a place to start. Because the next question that we ask after we say, oh gosh, what do I really want? If I knew I could do anything, have anything, create anything, welcome anything into my life, what is it that I really want? for myself, for my family? What is it I want to create that I would have the power, maybe not right this second, but I would have the power to create? And we meditate on that, we sit in that, and we allow that to come in. Boy, if I could do anything, I really would love to do that. That's what I would do. Okay, well, write that down or make a note of it. Because the next thing that we say is, how? How can I create that in my life? How can I create that in my life? How is one of my favorite questions. Because the next question after that is, because we don't have to know how, okay? We don't have to know how. That's, okay? There's a whole lot of stuff we don't have to, okay? We just have to start. And so I say, well, how can I create that in my life? Okay, well, I could create it by, okay, so we're going to use me as an example because I feel like this really feels so important to me. I want you all to get it. It feels so important to me. Okay, what is something that I can create in my life that I want to create in my life is I would like to create more of a platform around teaching. I would like to create more of a platform around being able to reach people through the books that are still in my noggin and are need to come out on the paper. Okay, so I would like to be able to create more of a platform to help people. Okay, how am I going to do that? Okay, so we have set aside designated writing time. Okay, so one thing I know I need to do is be more disciplined about actually adhering to my designated writing time. And if it's not working for me, then I need to change the time of the designated writing time. And that's one of the things that I looked at when I got to a full moon and I took a look around up Periscope and I said, what's working, what's not working? Yeah, that time is not working for me. I got to change that to a different time of the day. Okay, so I did. I changed it to a different time of the day. Okay, so do I need to write the whole book right now? No, I don't need to write the whole book right now, but I need to start to understand where is the best writing space for me. Do I write best on the patio? Am I writing in the, on my couch? Am I writing, at the desk? Where is it that I'm the best to flow from the brain through the fingers into the computer? Okay, so that's one little step. Okay, now I want to say, do I have an outline for the book? Okay, for a couple of them I do, for the one I don't. Okay, so which one am I working on? Having, having that creation of that outline to put together that information. And so it's one little step after another that we are taking. It's not necessarily like magically appearing. It's about, how can I create this in my life? How can I welcome this into my life? And what is one step that I can take to go forward in this space? Okay? What is one step that I can go forward that I can take right now? Because we don't have to know all the steps, but what is one step I can take right now to go forward that can help me go forward? Because the thing is, when you climb a little higher, you go up a set of staircases, and you climb a little higher, you can see a little further. So you climb a little higher, you can see a little further. You climb a little higher, you can see a little further. So we don't have to know it all right now, but we have to be willing to get in the game, which you hear me talk about a lot. And also we have to have an idea of where it is we are going. What is it that we're trying to do, right? So as we're in this Tuesday to Friday, this is the time to stop and breathe and allow the right side of your brain to say, if I knew I could absolutely rub that magic lamp, ask the genie for the question, what would I ask for? And what do they say? Robin Williams said, ixnay on the wishing for more wishes. But what would you ask for? And then we block off the left brain so we're not having that yeah but going on over there, because shh over there. And we say, okay, if this is really what my heart desires, how could I do that? How could I create a space for that in my life? And what's one step that I could take to start moving in that direction? We don't have to have 27 steps because that can be overwhelming. If you're a person who likes to map it all out and you can see the 27 steps, sometimes we get these things that's so profound we can just see it all. Like, what's her name that wrote Harry Potter? She said that she just saw it all. Go for it. Don't let me stop you. But if you're not that kind of a person and you don't see it all yet, take the step. Take the one step. So as we are in this waning, this is a really, really important time. When people say, why is my manifestation not working? Well, are you doing the prep work? Are you doing your part to set the table of what is in front of you, and then to sit at it and start working the steps. Okay? So we have to be able to tell the universe what we want and where we're going. Otherwise, we're going to keep getting what we get because we're staying in one place because we're not asking for anything more. And that is the biggest problem that we as humans have, is we are so conditioned not to ask for more. We will dream this big instead of allowing ourselves to dream this big. So how can you expand? How can you expand yourself? How can you expand what you are wanting and allow that to be something that really is percolating in your head without judgment, without restriction, without some left brain voice saying, yeah, but. Tell the yeah, but to go sit down. So this is something that I feel is so important as we're in this waning time. We have Monday to Friday. Spend some time thinking about feeling, hearing, listening to your voices, the right side ones, not the left side ones. Our left brain is the logic side, right? So allow yourself this gift of time and then put that manifestation into practice as we get to Friday, so that by Monday you're coming back here and you're saying, okay, this is what I asked for. This is what I want to manifest in this, it could be, bigger than just this 1 month cycle. But this is what I asked for. And this is one step I'm taking to move myself forward. This is what I'm asking for this moon cycle. It may take longer than 1 moon cycle for you to complete it. But this is where I'm going. This is where I'm going. And this is one step I've taken in moving in that direction. And so this is homework. This is where I'm going. And this is one step that I'm taking to move myself in that direction. Okay. All right, I want to see Tracy's comment. Never had financial problems in my 31 years of marriage until now, as my husband has no work. How do I help that? Okay. So thank you for sharing. One of the things that my husband and I realized is, for a long time in our marriage, we had kept proclaiming that the only issue that we had in our marriage was money troubles. Like, everything else was great. The truth of it was everything else was not great, and our marriage was really hanging on by a thread for a while. That we kept saying everything in our marriage is great, the only problem we have is money. We were unwilling to view and to really face the other things. And when we got willing to face the other things, and we said, we need to stop proclaiming that the only problem we have is money. We need to deal with the problems we actually have, and we need to stop proclaiming and owning money troubles. And when we did that, things really shifted. And so that is awesome that you have, first of all, been married for 31 years. Congratulations. It's wonderful that you never had financial troubles. That's a gift. That's an incredible gift. And the other thing, Tracy, is to ask, what is it that you're supposed to be learning right now about this? Like, what is it that maybe you had been overlooking, and I say you as a pair, not you. There's always one more, more than it takes. What did they say? Two to tango. We are in a relationship together, right? So what is it that maybe have been glossed over that you all need to sit down and really look at, that could be causing that kink in the financial water hose for you all? What is it that your husband and you all need this time? So when my husband and I finally really confronted ourselves and our marriage, we chose to sit down. Literally, we sat on the floor and we talked. And we talked and we talked and we talked literally for about 3 months. And we healed different aspects of our relationship. And this is one of the books that I want to write, that we want to write. But as we went through this, we kept saying to ourselves, isn't it amazing that through this time, because my husband's job at that time was the kind of a thing where the phone would ring and he would get on a plane. And during that time, the phone didn't ring. But yet we were still okay on money, which we had always struggled with money. And then now we were being okay with money while all of a sudden he wasn't working, because we needed that time. And it was the right time for us to start really dealing with our relationship. and it would have been really hard to do if he was leaving to go away for work, and we never would have made the progress that we did. So I'm not suggesting that there's something wrong with your marriage. I am suggesting that you are being given this time for the two of you to be able to do something that maybe you have not had the time to deal with until now. So when we focus on, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and that frustration, because it's so easy to have that frustration because we don't know when is the money going to come, how is this financial woe and pressure going to ease, how are we going to fix this? But it's not just that he's out of work, and it's not just that there's financial pressure. There's something else that's underneath of it that we look at, like, you know, when you have water flowing through the garden hose, if you bend it, then the water can't flow. So something is bending your money water hose and your employment water hose, that you're being given this time to come together as a team. And if you've been married for 31 years, then hopefully you're a good team, to be able to come together and unkink the water hose so that the money will flow for you, and that the job will come. But it feels to me like and it doesn't feel like it's a long time. I hear it in my head, 30 days, but it does feel like there's something that you're being given this time to come together for a reason, Tracy. And so I'm happy to pull a card about it when we get to that. I don't want to jump ahead of our normal platform or whatever, how we do stuff, but we're going to keep that thought of why is that happening. And when we get to pulling the individual cards, Tracy, let's see if we can get more information for you about that. Okay, so I think that having said all of that, okay, well, you know, then maybe that is. If you are not good managers of money, the universe will absolutely stop giving you money to manage until you learn that. That's a huge lesson. I have watched so many people blow through money, and it's great that you know that about yourselves. I'm very sorry that you have health challenges, my friend, and we send you much love and light and healing energy your way. But if you are spending money like water, then it may be that the universe is like, we can't give you any more abundance until you understand how to manage it. And usually that is because they're trying to give you more than what you have been accustomed to, but you have to be ready to receive it. And if you're not a strong manager of it, you may not be ready to receive it. So it definitely does feel like puzzle pieces moving around. You know, I see those games on your phone. They're always trying to get you to try a game on your phone or whatever, where you have to like move the cars out of the way so you can get the other car out. It's like a kid game we used to have where you had to put all the numbers and move the little tiles around until you could get them all lined up right. Those little things. That's what it feels like, Tracy. It feels like things are being moved around so that you can get out. Okay. All right. Let's do some cards for everybody, and we'll come back to that. Okay. So this card is the Pillar of Light. Oh, isn't that interesting? So the Pillar of Light, and these cards are not numeric. It says, and this is, I love, this is Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle card deck. This is one of my favorite decks. But it says Pillar of Light. It says your vibration is rising and you are the Oracle. And so that really ties in with everything that we were just talking about. So I want to understand how what we were just talking about with Tracy, and okay, no, I get that. Okay, so I'm trying to asking them, how does that tie into the bigger picture that we've been talking about, which is we are the pillar of light. We are the oracle, which means we have to be the ones to set the intention. We have to be the ones to, if you are the oracle, then you're the one who's setting the destination. Okay, because the oracle is all knowing, right? So who knows better than you what you really want or what you're trying to manifest in this new moon cycle? So as I'm talking to you about, we need to really spend some time thinking about what it is we want and where we're going in this waning period as we're getting ready for the new moon on Friday. So we are the oracle. So this is confirmation for us to say, I need to listen to myself. My energy is rising. I am getting stronger. We are getting stronger. We're getting more aware. We're getting more tuned in. We're getting more tied in. How do I shift that? How do I use this extra energy that's coming to me, this vibration, which tells me when my vibration is rising, tells us it is time for us to ask for more, because we're more powerful. We can create more. We can welcome more. We can move more energy. We can build more because we are stronger, because our vibration is rising. So knowing all of that, what is it we are asking for? We are the oracle. So the only people who know, the only beings who know what we truly want is us. So we have to be our own oracle. We have to be our own oracle. Okay? We get to be our own oracle because we have the power to do that. We have the power to be our own oracle. We know what's truly in our hearts and what is truly in our desire. It's up to us to ask for it. Love that. Be your own oracle. So I love this deck. Okay. Sorry, Instagram. My phone fell off my computer. It happens sometimes because the world isn't perfect. Okay, sorry. All right, so this card that I just pulled, which is hilarious because this is the card that says protection. And then my phone fell off the wall. All right, so this is the card that's protection. It says, call back your power, cut the cords with things that are no longer serving you, right? Clean it up before we go into this new moon cycle, right? This is about and it says soul retrieval. So this is about getting in touch with our soul, right? Getting in touch with what it is we truly want. What is it that we are here to create? What are we ready to move on to? So this is call back your power, which is being our own oracle, raising our energy, cutting the cords with things that are not serving us, and knowing that we are protected. We are protected, which means as we create our reality, the thing that we really want to build, we have the protection of the angels and the light and the universe and the spirit guides and everybody is around us. This circle of protection and it's so interesting because if you look, some of them are facing outwards to protect us and others are facing going forward. And so some of them are facing in and they're all saying, we are protecting you. We've got you. We've got you, which means this is the time to go forward because we're protected. We're the oracle. This is the time for us to claim what we want, see it. I see the oracle. This is what the oracle has proclaimed, right? What is the prophecy of you? That's what oracles do, right? They're prophesizers. What is the prophecy of you? And knowing that you are protected as you go forward with that prophecy as your guide. And then the second part of your homework was what's one step you can take to move in that direction, right? Okay. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. Card number 3, leap. 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 And look, she's leaping. She's kind of looking back a little bit like, but she's not worried. She's flying. She's not like, I hope I make it. She's floating. Look at her as she leaps. Her legs are not splayed. Her arms are not going. She's not being like, ah! She's floating across. She's floating across with faith and the strength of the moon behind her. I guess it's a full moon, not a new moon. Irrelevant. The strength of the moon, the light of the moon behind her, leading the way. Hello? The light of the moon leading the way. Here we are in preparation for the next new moon. So, love this. Love this. The cards are always listening. The spirits listen to what we talk about because they're the ones that are giving me the information that I'm sharing with you. And then the cards come in to backfill and confirm what we have just discussed. So, be your own oracle. You are protected. Take the leap. Love it. Woo! Give me some chill bumps. All right, so let's do some individual card readings for you. I'm going to stay in this deck because clearly it's where we're supposed to be today. Make me all fuzzy. All right, so if you would like to have a card, this is the time to say, yes, please, I would like to have a card. I cannot come to you with a card if you have not specifically asked for a card. So this is the time to say, yes, me, please. I have very strict policies about energy readings. I will only come to you if you say me, me, me. So, all right. And then we do go in order of the comments. So please understand that sometimes the order you see may not be the order I see. And we're going to go in order. So, all right. So Miss Lynn taught me last week that was the right way to pronounce that, Miss Lynn. All right. So this is, and so as I come to you, if you have a question, make sure that you are holding that in your heart when it comes to you. So this is, it says, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. So this card is share your voice. This is really important because it shares that you are hiding yourself away. You are not stepping into your power. Your vibration is rising, but you're keeping that back from others. And so you don't have to like grab the microphone and stand on the stage, but it is important that you are allowing yourself to be heard and to be seen so that you are sharing, even if it's just with an inner circle, even if it's just with people who can be trusted. You don't have to share it with the world. There's plenty of things that I am working on that I am not sharing until it's time. Okay? But it's important that you're not hiding yourself away. Okay, so Ms. Lynn, this is the time for you to be allowing your voice to be heard, even if it's just with your inner circle. Okay, if you're ready to shout from the rooftops, then go for it. Absolutely. But if you're not, that's okay. What they're talking about is that the hiding yourself away and the not sharing the truth of yourself with others is that time is coming to an end. And also, because you have something really valuable to share. Look how much light is streaming down into the blue water, cleansing, refreshing, regenerating, begin again water, right? The emotions, cleansing our emotions, starting anew, washed clean. But look how much light is coming in. This is the time for you to share yourself with others, to allow your voice to be heard and to allow yourself to be seen. It's really important because it feels like there's like a roar inside you. I mean, I can hear it. And then I hear Katy Perry. But I hear it. It's like, because that's what I'm hearing is the roar. Not give me a second. But there's like a roar inside of you. So it's time. It's time, honey. Okay. Tracy. Inner temple. So devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. Tracy. Tuning into the portal of your heart. Now this is really in alignment with what we've been talking about, of getting inside yourself and asking, what is it that's really going on here? What is it that is really happening? Like, why is this happening? What are we missing? What are we not seeing? Because the universe has this thing where they'll like tap you and they'll be like, hey, we're trying to get your attention. Hello. And we're not paying attention. It gets harder. And then finally we get the cosmic bitch slap. Okay. We want to pay attention to the universe and avoid the cosmic bitch slap because the cosmic bitch slap is no fun. That's what happens when the universe says, I tried to tell you. And we went, doo, 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 doo. So right now, Tracy, we know the universe is trying to turn your head, is trying to get you to look in a new direction. So they're telling you to get into your heart, get inside, you and your husband both, to get inside and feel like, what is it that we're missing? What is it the universe is trying to show us through this time of change? Because it's a time of change. It's not a time of torment. It's so easy for us to ask, why is this happening to me? But it isn't happening to us, it's happening for us. And so, Tracy, as you're going, getting down deep and asking, what is it that we're missing? What is it that we're not learning, that we're not getting? What are we supposed to be learning right now? What's really in my heart that I'm not allowing to come out? You also hiding that away. What is really in my heart that I'm not allowing to come out? So really getting in touch with that sacred inner self and the truest desires, concerns, fears, and sharing those with your partner. Because that, I feel like, is a block that will open you all up to more abundance. But again, learning and making a plan that's going to be financially responsible as you go forward, so that you are showing the universe that you are ready for more. Because it does feel like they're trying to prime you for more, like to give you more. There's more coming, but you got to be ready to receive it. You can't come to that well with a bucket when you really need a wheelbarrow. I mean, but that's exciting. That's encouraging. All right, Ellen Jane, hello. You are welcome, Miss Ellen Jane. All right. Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the sublime realm. Ellen, are you also listening? Are you listening to the Council of Light? Are you listening? Are you asking the universe for guidance and then la-la-laing them? So this is this reminder that A, we're not alone, and B, we have so much help and wisdom and guidance that is available to us if we are willing to reach out and take it, or to open our hearts and our minds to receive it. But when we're not, they'll be like, hello, 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 is this thing on? Can you hear me? So this is the Council of Light, Ellen Jane. It's reminding you that you are not alone, that they are with you. They are here to help you, but also this reminder to open the door for them. So it says divine orchestration, which means things are happening, things are shifting, they're changing, but they're happening in the way that is meant to happen, things that are going to move you to a new way, right? And that this is the helpers in the sublime, in the subtle realms. So they're helping you in different ways. They're helping to try and move you forward. Okay, so as you're going forward, the same thing for you and for Tracy is it may be frustrating, but know that it's happening for you. It's not happening to you. It is really about trusting that the universe is reorchestrating things for your highest good. We don't always like it. We don't like change, but things are happening for our highest good. Things are being reorchestrated and reworked for our highest good. Okay? All right, so Claudette. Hello, Michelle. You are welcome, Tracy. All right, Claudette. I'm so happy to see you back, Claudette. All right, Claudette. Keepers of... Boy, is this card for you. Keepers of the earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. And I love this because, look, the indigenous people and the crown of flowers on her head, and this is always for me so much that I just I have in my mind when I think of Claudette is that connection to the earth. And so you also are birthing something new, and there is so much support, and they're filling you with wisdom. They're filling you with so much wisdom. They're filling you with this knowing. And it's a channeling that they're trying to fill into your brain, into your mind, and your job is, so when I channel, I just start talking, and they just, we're done. I don't even remember half what I said, because I wasn't the one who said it. My mouth moved, but they're the ones who said it. And so some people channel and it sounds like a totally different being, and other times, like people, for me, I just channel, like I just open my mouth and let them speak through me. But so this feels, Claudette, like you're being given this opportunity to receive this download of information, and your job is to just open your ears and open your mouth and just let it fall out, because they're trying so hard to equip you for the next phase of your expansion. And they give me this word, expansion. It's very much about expansion. So Claudette, I hope that this makes sense to you, and I hope that it is blessing to you, because it feels, it just feels, it feels very cradled. I'm not sure how else to describe it. It feels, Claudette, like you're being carried and lifted to the next place. It's like that, those images of in like island nations where they would carry the queen on the litter, and they, the men people would carry her, and she was this revered person. They carried her through the forest. These are the images that are in my mind right now. but it just feels like you are being lifted to the next piece of your evolution. So I hope that makes sense. And blessings to you as well. Oh, is that your mother that you've put in your profile picture? What a beautiful woman. What a beautiful woman. Hello, Gina. Yes, of course. All right, so Michelle was the next card. Let's make sure we don't skip ahead. And then Gina. Okay, so Michelle Krantz and then Gina. Hello. Hello, hello. Michelle Krantz. Michelle Krantz, the Age of Light. Says you have been training for this for lifetimes. So Michelle, claim it. Claim it, because you're coming to the time of the winning. You're coming into the time of the winning. So this is important for you to claim it and believe it and to welcome it. Okay? So when we are out there to, let's say someone's going to Michelle, if we're going to catch a ball, someone's going to throw a ball. Okay, or let's say it's a water balloon, okay? Somebody's going to throw a water balloon to you. You have to be ready to catch the water balloon, because if you're not going to catch the water balloon, you're going to be all wet. So it is important that you are ready to catch the water balloon. And so I know this is a strange analogy, but Michelle, what they're talking about is that the light is there. Like, this is the time for you to put your hands out and catch, because they're trying to throw you not a water balloon. They're trying to throw you all the blessings. They're trying to throw you all this abundance. But it's really important for you to be able to be prepared to catch it. Because if we're out there going, yeah, I'm busy, but that's not what I asked for. I ordered the other thing. They're going to be like, you're going to get water balloon all over you. Okay? So this is, they're telling you to be prepared, Michelle, because the abundance is coming, the blessing is coming, the winning. I keep getting this winning in my head, like something you've been working towards, that completion is coming. And that it's time for you to make sure that you are ready for all these things you've been working to create. Are like, get your catcher's mitt on. Like, I keep hearing that in my head. Get your catcher's mitt on. You don't have to go out and buy a catcher's mitt, but get your catcher's mitt on, because this is really an important time of things coming into culmination for you, Michelle. Yeah? Okay. No. All right, so Gina. I'm so glad you were able to join in today too, Claudette. It's so nice to see you. It's been a while. All right, so we're going to do Gina. And then, oh, Gina, a jumper. That just flew right out at me. So Gina, the card was yes. The answer is yes. So whatever it is the question is that you've been rolling around in your brain, the answer was yes. So this is the time. And especially as we've been talking this whole time about the new moon and getting ready for the new moon. So whatever it is that you've been thinking about that you're trying to put into place or start moving towards for this new moon cycle, yes. The answer is yes. This is the time to go for it. This is definitely the time to, to step into that light for you as well. All right, so I'm going to grab one more card, and then we'll wrap it up. So we'll just have one more card that's going to be for the completion, and close the circle for everybody. I use these cards so much, they're so bent. It's all right. I appreciate them. All right. Okay, so I shuffle, and the card that comes back through is Leap. All right, so this is the thing we've been talking about, right? And again, she's not, hoping I make it. She's not leaping with stress. She's leaping with confidence. She's leaping with faith. She's leaping with calm, with the power of the light of the moon behind her, lifting her. I mean, doesn't it look like the moon is like pulling her up and lifting her up? And look at all the light beams that are coming down to support her. And she's looking back. She's like, yeah, I'm done there. I'm done there. It's not looking back with like, she's not longing. She's looking back and she's like, all right, I'm done. It's time to move on, and I'm going forwards now. Here we go. Here we go. With complete faith and confidence that she's going forward with the power of the moon behind her. So what a beautiful place for us to end today with the new moon coming. So we are in the waning. We are in the waning. It is really important that we are preparing ourselves for the coming of the new moon on Friday. What will you ask for? What is it that your heart desires? And your homework assignment, and what was one thing that you will do to move yourself forward. Now, I know I turn off the comments for the videos so that we don't get a whole bunch of spammers, but when you see the posting for the Monday, for our meeting on Monday, this is join me at 4:30, you can comment there and tell me. So you can comment on the one that was today or the one that's next week, and you can tell me what it is you asked for if you want, and what was one thing that you asked, that you put into place to move forward in that direction. Now, the other thing is you can also just say, I did it. If you don't want to share, that's totally fine. So, but hold yourself accountable to me or our community of light, or to somebody else that you know, and make sure that you are getting yourself ready for this next new moon cycle, because it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. And thank you for being with us today. And as always, please remember how very much you are loved. Mwah. No meditation on Thursday. Kid graduates college. I will see you back here next Monday.